Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack the incredible and honestly mostly untold story of Faye's afterlife journey. For years, fans of the series have really only known Laufey, or Faye as we usually call her, through the memories and the profound grief of Kratos and Atreus, right? She was the guiding force behind the scenes, the master architect of their entire Norse journey. But now, the perspective is completely shifting. We're stepping directly into her boots to experience a world and a fight that was previously kept entirely in the shadows.
Of course I'm not here. I'm dead. I mean, just imagine the sheer disorientation of waking up right after your own funeral. The story kicks off at the exact moment Kratos places her body on the pyre. She can literally smell her own burned clothes. She realizes it actually happened. But instead of finally finding peace, she's thrust into an entirely new, deeply hostile reality. She isn't just a lingering memory anymore. She's a complex, living, well, sort of living, person dealing with the immediate fallout of her own death.
Chapter 1. Awakening on the Pyre. Let's get right into how this all starts.
Now, we all know Faye's past was just full of secrets. As the last guardian of the Jotnar left in Midgard, she was carrying a lot of weight. She met Kratos when she was at her absolute lowest. They eventually had Atreus, and she meticulously taught that boy how to survive. She orchestrated this grand, secret plan for them. But behind all of that, she was holding back massive truths, even from her own family. And it all comes to a massive head at hour zero. The second she's placed on that funeral pyre, her meticulously crafted plan is suddenly thrown entirely into jeopardy.
Chapter 2. The Vibrant Everyone.
So where exactly does a giant go when they die? Well, Faye definitely doesn't wake up in the light of Alfheim like she initially assumes. She wakes up in the Everywhen. This is the afterlife of the gods. It's an incredibly lush, colorful realm where all magic goes upon death. It's totally different from the bleak, gloomy underworlds we might expect. But, of course, there's a catch. The Everywhen is deeply corrupted. Faye quickly realizes that her own magic feels totally wrong here. So while it's a gorgeous environment, it is incredibly threatening.
If there's another mask, their path isn't safe. I have to find a way back. In the Everywhen, she discovers something absolutely terrifying, another mask. And this single revelation completely shatters her confidence in the plan she left behind for Kratos and Atreus. She suddenly realizes the safe fate she foresaw for them might not be the one that actually plays out. So resting in peace? Yeah, that's off the table. Her singular goal instantly shifts to escaping an inescapable afterlife to protect the family she loves.
Chapter 3. Faye, the Acrobatic Warrior.
To survive this corrupted realm, Faye obviously has to fight. But her style completely flips the script on the combat formula we're so used to. We all know Kratos is famous for his heavy-hitting, grounded, pure brute force attacks. Faye is entirely different. She uses the air. She's whipping, spinning, and flipping all over the place. But hey, don't let the acrobatics fool you for a second. She is a remarkably scrappy survivor. If she needs to fight dirty to win, she absolutely will. It's just a brilliant reminder that there's more than one way to be a ridiculously effective warrior.
Chapter 4. An Unlikely Cosmic Trio. Thankfully, Faye doesn't have to navigate this dangerous afterlife alone, which brings us to one of the most unexpected and honestly delightful parts of the source material. She meets a truly bizarre but lovable group. First, there's Frank. Frank is literally a talking cosmic cube who knows the Everyone is in serious trouble and will stop at absolutely nothing to protect the living creatures there. And then there's Rue. Rue is attached to a sword, but as she is very quick to remind people, she isn't the sword itself.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. Rue serves as a sort of cautious, hyper-vigilant guide, always pointing out the risks. But the second they enter combat, she transforms into an absolute badass. The dynamic here is just fantastic. You've got a grieving, desperate Faye, a fiercely protective cosmic cube, and magical, talking sword ribbons. It's totally unexpected, but it brings this wonderful layer of charm, humor, and companionship to what is otherwise a very dark, high-stakes situation.
Chapter 5. Caged by Gods.
You know, you don't just walk out of an afterlife for gods without ruffling some serious feathers. Enter Begtse and Sekhmet. These two are towering, seemingly impossible obstacles. They are gods of war themselves, presiding over the Everyone. And to them, Faye isn't some legendary guardian. She's just a new plaything. They literally refer to her as our new pet, and their first instinct is just to throw her in a cage. Worse yet, they taunt her with the ultimate harsh reality. You have to be dead to come through the gateway, and that gateway is now completely shut. No way out.
You touch me again, and I swear I will kill you. Chills, right? Even when facing down these towering gods, Faye is completely fearless. She doesn't cower, and she certainly doesn't accept her fate as a caged pet. Her scrappiness and that willingness to fight dirty give her a massive psychological edge. Even when she's entirely outmatched in size and power, her willpower is just totally unbroken.
Chapter 6: Overcoming Impossible Odds. This really brings us to the core identity of Faye and what we're meant to take away from her incredible journey. Her survival instinct is purely aspirational. No matter how hard she gets beaten down, her cycle is always the same. You can drag her through the mud, but she's going to straighten her spine, grab her weapon, spit right in the face of her enemies, and keep swinging. She cares so deeply about Kratos, Atreus, and now her new friends Frank and Rue that she channels that love into an unstoppable momentum. She flat out refuses to let death be a boundary if her loved ones are in danger.
So, Faye survived the gods in life, but can she survive their afterlife to save the one she left behind? Will her scrappy determination actually be enough to kick open the ultimate closed door? Escaping the everyone, defeating gods of war on their home turf, and subverting the very rules of death. It might just be the one fight she can't win. Or, perhaps, it's exactly the fight she was born for. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. It's absolutely fascinating how a story we thought we knew can be entirely flipped on its head just by changing the perspective. Keep your eyes peeled, because more secrets of the everyone are definitely coming to light.